All right, now that you have ground basis, we need to start piling on top of this. And as we'll get into the real deal, we start and we're going to need you to have a roadmap. So this is the first things we're going to talk about in here. We'll get to the stuff later on. But before rushing in, like I said previously, you probably watched the previous video right before this one and just immediately clicked on the next one. So if that's the case, then just stop that, okay? Before going into the next video, I really want you guys to do something. So first, you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to build yourself and note a roadmap ahead. Things to do right before starting going into the real stuff, okay? So there's going to be a process. What I'm using to teach you my strategy the most efficiently, because it's easier for me and easier for you to get it, is using a set of indicators, okay? But let me be real clear. Those indicators are not magical tools. They're just doing things you will have to do anyway. That doesn't mean you can't do it manually. Everything that's done with the indicators is something you are going to be able to do yourself, okay? So anything that you will do with those indicators must be understood. It's not like using something I don't understand. So the first things first, you go to the website and you pick yourself the PDF manual, even if you intend not to use the indicators. Why? Mostly because if you want to learn my strategy, you're going to have to learn my keywords, the technical naming of stuff, because I'm going to use this and you must be fully knowing these. Not because this is just like my vocabulary. So you need to you and I need to use the same dictionary if we want to talk together, okay? So that's basically all about it. We speak totally different language. I'm going to try teaching you the language of trading, at least my version of it. So you need my dictionary, that's the first thing, okay? And that starts with the PDF manual, whether you use the indicators or not. What matters is you understand what this is all about. You understand the big picture of it. Why did I put these pieces all together? In what specific order and why? You need to understand that. If you understand this, like I said, you're going to need to extract the technical names in there and to master these. Like when I say a sine wave cycle, you need to know what this represents. It's not just a sine wave indicator. What does it actually represent in the real world? What is a cycle? What is a momentum? What is all of those things that we're going to talk a shitload about? If you don't have the solid basis, that simply isn't going to work. So PDF manual first. You're probably going to have to read it a couple times. Some people do more. It's just, all right, once again, don't rush, take time. I don't need you to understand the whole piece. I just need you to understand the bigger picture and the core elements. Like really, when I talk about a sine wave, I need you guys to understand what this is actually representing, okay? So understand the bigger picture of it. I don't need you to understand every little detail. And anyway, if you're scared, just print this thing out. And when you're reading the indicators, when you have a doubt on whether this specific signal is, just take your PDF manual. It's both a technical manual for the indicator and those who intend to use them, because you're certainly not going to master everything in the first place. And it's also, and more importantly, kind of a mindset and a dictionary of a lot of words that we're going to use through the strategy. Okay, so that's really important. That's step one. Write it down. Okay, you go download these PDF manual and you read it, and it's going to take a shit ton of time. 50 pages. You think you're going to read it in an hour? No, it's not. So it's going to take a long time. Take this time. Okay, if you intend to use the indicator, you should probably know by now that you got 1 week to try. Okay, so this 1 week trial, if you start it before reading the PDF manual, that's kind of dumb. So put it into a right order. First of all, the PDF manual. If you intend to use the indicator, then you go, after reading the PDF manual, into activating your 7 days trial. Don't do it the other way. That's dumb, okay? So take your time. Don't rush things. PDF, eventually starting the trial. If you don't want indicators, and that's totally understandable, you have a look at the next video later on, in which I'll make you the parallels, in which items and stuff you can use into every trading platform to emulate the exact same thing that we'll use out there. And you'll just have to translate. When I say trend channel, that means your trend channel that you've built yourself, okay? Normally, every trading platform will give you parallel lines, okay? So you can definitely do it on yourself. Anyway, next, the second step, after you read the PDF manual and eventually triggered your trial indicators or not, if you want to be fully independent, the step that comes right after is having a look at the forthcoming videos. like TL number 3, and so on. But of course, and that would be very important, I put stamps into the video namings, these little dots, okay? So the white dots are preparative stuff, which means you can definitely have a look at these at any given time, and all of the information in there must be processed before moving into the next stuff, okay? Then comes the green stuff, which is ranging context, the one I'm going to teach you first, because before going into trends, you need to fucking understand ranges. And I know that might sound counterintuitive, but that's the way it is. And I'm more efficiently teaching you trends if you already know how to master ranges. And yes, that's what this is all about. So the green stuff is to teach you what you need to know about ranging. I'm not going to teach you how to predict range. I'm going to teach you how to navigate range, which is totally different. So the green stuff is for ranging context and shaping your early psychology. This thing that is supposed to take 6 months, okay? And you're going to have to get through this. Once you get through the green stuff and you fully master it, which means you understood what a range is, you understood how to navigate, you understood how to stop understanding what things are doing, but just navigating chaos the most efficient possible way. And later on, it works out your psychological behavior, so you mature into the first step of trading. Normally at that point, you will get to the yellow stuff. Okay, there is an intermediate green to yellow period surrounding generally these 6 months to a year period, and then you get to learn the trending context, which is going to help you structurize and put a structure into your trading behavior, because trends are not just going from point A to point B in a straight line. It's really a lot of underlying context that will help you giving maturities to trends. And this is absolutely necessary for you to get it. So you're going to learn those contexts first. Trade them. And this all by itself takes a long time, approximately a year. And at that point, you'll be safe enough to fully be able to figure out when a trend is really there and when a trend isn't. Okay, and how mature are we into these trends? And later on, you're going to use trend follow strategy into the very specific area in which they're designed to be. These are the areas in which we're going to try maximizing the profits, which we just talked about into the first place. Okay, so it is some kind of a goal starting from point A into very boring range stuff to shape your mindset. And then as we progress, you'll get into the real deal. So the interesting stuff comes later on. It's going to be boring in the beginning, and I hope you understand that. But you have to get through this to fight your biases first, and then be able to fully get into the real deal that's going to bring the money. Okay? So that's what this is about. Second stuff, learning both the technicals and take the necessary time for your psychology to work around alone. Okay, it's the thing that moves all together. You can't go just with technicals without the psychological mindset. So wait for your mind to take the appropriate amount of time to mature. That's what this is all about. That's why it takes at least 2 years. Okay, so now this is step 2. Okay, learning the technicals and stuff like that. Step 3 is absolutely crucial. If you're the scared out type of people in which, oh man, that sounds a lot too complicated, I'm not going to do anything. If you don't trade, it simply doesn't work. So you're going to have to stop this bullshit. If you fear of trading, you're never going to be a trader. Okay? Fearing is normal, but these fears shouldn't be like freezing you out there. You're going to have to move. No matter what there is, the one we've talked about, you're probably going to lose a little bit of money in the beginning. Only you can choose how much. So make sure you use the minimum possible leverage in the beginning, but you're going to have to trade. So that is step 3. If you're just digesting information without applying these into your own personal trading, that doesn't work. That's the reason why I somehow structured these step 3 for you as well. So we've built a Discord community. More than just being yet another social network or whatever, Discord is really all about community. There's multiple channels. We can separate things into multiple languages and stuff like that. That's real great. And more importantly, you have previous users out there that are still there to spread the knowledge. So that will first of all let you know that we're not alone, and you're definitely not alone. It's always better to trade with other people, but more importantly, you have different maturities of traders. Those who just got to start, just like you probably are. Those who are more experienced, those who crossed this 6-month period, those who have crossed the 2 years period, and those who are there for multiple years with me. They're still there because they've got the knowledge and they're nice enough to share it with you as well, okay? So Discord is not only going to be a community, it's also going to be multiple trading experiences shared all along, okay? Some of these guys have totally different strategies than mine nowadays, but they got to learn because of me. And therefore, they're still there to help you build yours. So they can give you a shit ton of experiences, real experiences, advices. How did they get through these things that you're probably going to get through as well? We all follow the same path as in trading. At least there is a lot of similarities. So having a community is so great. It's really going to help you a lot. Sharing in this community is also key to your success. I know that there is an enormous silent majority into the Discord, and you're probably going to be among these guys who never talk. That's not going to help you. So getting into this Discord is going to bring you a lot of information. That's where I'm getting the support for indicators. But most importantly, this is where you're going to be able to ask every questions you have. There's always going to be someone to answer, not necessarily immediately, but you're always going to get an answer. And that's really important that you ask these questions. They are a lot of subjectivity into trading, lots of things that I'll try to define the best I can to remove the biggest part of these subjective behaviors, but there's still going to be some. And this is why a Discord community is best thing I've ever seen and ever had, because you're going to be able to ask the questions, and either some more experienced trader will answer that question for you, or I will. But this is what this is all about. I'm going to be into this Discord because that's where every minute of my time is the most efficient for the entire community. I could go into a personal-to-personal direct link with each and every one of you, but that will be so time-consuming for me. I just can't do this. So Discord is the best way for me to spread out the information to everyone when I make indicators, updates, new stuff, whatever, answering all of the very tough and specific questions you might have. But there is the rest of the community to do all of this job for me as well in here. They all doing it for free. You need to understand, no one's paid out there to do it. They're only doing this because they're grateful for what they've been taught. And I hope someday later on, if you succeed, you will be as well. So that's what this is all about. First thing, read the PDF manual. Don't take it for later. Do it now. Take your time, okay? It's going to take time. Take as much reading as it needs. You need to understand the whole picture, not each and every detail, okay? The words used. So think of it as a dictionary and the big picture things of why have I put in this thing all together in this specific order. That's what you need to understand. As you get this, indicators trial or no indicators trial, no problem. Then, okay, you move into looking at the videos in here. So you take the YouTube channel and you put yourself as a favorite, okay? In this YouTube channel, there is multiple content. The first things you need to have a look is these trading lesson series. You're going to see intraday updates and stuff like that. This is most like a day-to-day update on stuff. There is, of course, every week a review I make onto TradingView. Okay, so this is another channel in which you can choose to go down to yes or no. This is more like a regular market behavior to teach you and show you how these things can be applied into a real market. Okay, but this is no more than like a market forecast. So this is not necessarily what matters to you. What matters to you is your own progression. Okay, so what needs to be done into the YouTube channel is the trading lesson series first. Then eventually you have a look at the daily updates, weekly updates, if you want to see how these things orchestrates in the real stuff. Then, and this is really important, you need to get into this Discord. This is not like an obligation, but this is seriously an added value. This is absolutely free, which means you can go there using the indicator. It's no big deal. So many people are in the Discord without using the indicators, but using the strategy. It's totally possible to do so. Okay. So as you get into this Discord, understand how it works out. This is some way in which you're going to get people's help. And I'm goddamn think that later on, if you get to be taught trading, you'll be kind enough to teach other people as well. So that's really the process of which we have built into the Discord community. And lucky me, it's working so far. So I goddamn hope it's going to work as long as possible. Okay, so that's what this is all about. All of the educational content is out there. Everyone to help you answering any questions you have, if you're willing to ask the questions, is out there. That's pretty much all about it. You have community, video support from me, and you also have a PDF manual. So we make sure that everyone is using the same vocabulary, whether this is into these YouTube videos or into the Discord channel. That being said, you've got all the necessary ingredients to maximize your chances of success. And like I said, that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to succeed. So have rational mindsets, move on, and hopefully we'll be there 2 years from now. See you guys.